Hi guys, my name is Macy and today we are doing a reseller Q&A chat. I am joined today with Brittani and Chelsea, some reselling friends of mine, and I'm just going to have them introduce themselves to you. So Brittani, do you want to start?
Yeah, thank you, Macy, for having me on. So my name is Brittani. I am Essential Endeavours here on YouTube, and I am a part-time reseller, part-time YouTuber, and I primarily resell on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, and I resell clothing and shoes for men, women, and for kids, and I've been doing it officially since July of 2019, but have unofficially been doing it for like 4 or 5 years. I've been like just selling a bunch of our crap for a long time. But yeah, now I'm officially a reseller and make money selling clothing and shoes and pursuing the YouTube route as well.
Sweet. Chelsea?
All right, my name is Chelsea and I am a full-time reseller. I used to be a teacher and I just started reselling full-time about 1.5 years ago. I sell on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari, and I'm recently experimenting with Kitizen and Object Limited, and we'll see how those go. I'll keep you posted on that. But anyway, I also am on YouTube because, well, I consume so much YouTube content, I figured it was time to start my own channel. So my channel name is Chelsea Sonshine, S-O-N Shine, and I'm also on Instagram with Chelsea Sonshine _closet.
So I'm going to start off with like the general overall reselling questions, and then we'll go into more app-specific questions.
Okay.
So first of all, what is your favorite reselling platform? And whichever one of you has the stronger preference, I guess, could start.
Mine is definitely, without a doubt, Poshmark. If it were up to me, I would exclusively sell there just because I don't know, I love the platform. I feel like I sell the most over there. I feel like it's the most user-friendly. Yeah, I feel like I'm more in control of my sales on Poshmark than any other platform. Whereas with eBay, it's like you kind of just post it and hopefully someone out in the world finds it. And same in Mercari, like I'm still figuring it out. So, but anyway, yeah, Poshmark is my favorite. That's where I started. So I just love it.
I don't know, because I was on Mercari the longest, and I feel like most people will like what they've been on the longest the most because they understand it more. And I do like Mercari, and I think it's simple to use. I think they're getting better, but I recently had like a not so good experience with Mercari that I told Macy about. I don't know, I don't know if I talked about it in our group chat, but basically I got an online sourced item. Well, actually it wasn't an item, it was a whole bundle. And I opened it up. I was actually filming it because I was filming a like a day in the life or whatever that day. And I got blasted in the face with like pungent like cigarette smoke. And it was,
oh my goodness.
No, I was like,
so awful.
I like quickly turned off camera. I was mad.
Oh, and that's such a hard smell to get out.
Exactly. So anyways, Mercari did not handle it well. Me and Macy talk about it in my reseller hangout that's going out today a little bit about like kind of the bigger issue behind it.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, it'll probably be out. It'll be out before this one goes out, I'm sure. But it was, I was a little upset with the way Mercari handled that. They just kind of, I requested a return. I was happily would send it back. It's not something that is not as described, which is weird because a smell is a scent. And what me and Macy talked about was like, it's kind of discriminatory to people that are like, what if somebody was blind and that was their first impression of one Mercari? What if that was their first order? Or two, like they rely heavily on their smell. And like, what if they don't have the means to get it
and
out?
I have allergies. Like I can't handle like really intense smells. I don't even wear perfume because of it. So that would really bother me.
So I mean, like, I'm like, okay, if that's a thing, cool, whatever. Like there's a bigger issue there. Like I really think there is. But I'm like, okay, I can buy the extra things like that I need to help it smell out. And I will sure dedicate an extra 6 to 7 hours of my time to get it out. Thanks. But I wanted to leave. I'm not a person to leave bad reviews ever. Like if something like that happens out in a restaurant, like I never make a fuss about it because I've been there. I've done that. I understand customer service. And just stuff happens. I get it. But I was like, I did want to leave. I was probably going to leave a 3-star review. I'm not about the 1-star or whatever, but I probably would have left a 3 stars just because it was packaged nice, but it was like a pungent smell. Like it wasn't even like lightly cigarette smell. It was like pungent. Like they literally just smoked in the box kind of smell. It it was a little frustrating. So I wanted to warn people about it, but Mercari just went ahead and completed my transaction for me, so I couldn't even rate them.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I did
awful customer service on Mercari's end. Like, I can't even believe how many things went wrong in that transaction.
Oh my goodness.
So I would have said Mercari was my favorite, but right now I have a bad taste left in my mouth with them. Oh no, my hair. So I'm not very ecstatic with them right now. So Poshmark would then be my second favorite because it is easy to use. I like that I can ship with like flat rate boxes and padded flat rates and stuff because of like I enjoy. I mean, the 7-Eleven is a lot for their shipping for just one shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But if a bundle, it makes sense.
Bundles.
The cheapest thing, and then to use the flat rate for anybody, like yes, please. I love that. It's easy to use. So yeah, Poshmark is the next second. I do like eBay too. I don't know. I love all of them. I think they all have their pros and cons. Yeah.
I can't decide.
I agree. I think I like Poshmark the best. And Chelsea, if you wanted to just sell exclusively on Poshmark, I've actually done that before. I mean, not really intentionally. It's just I happened to list all of my items on Poshmark one month and didn't really get around to cross-listing. And that was my best month I've ever had reselling. So I think it's just because I could focus on one platform and I was able to get more items listed because I wasn't focusing on, it takes a lot of time to like do whatever you have to do for eBay, do whatever you have to do for Mercari. Like, it's not just posting the items, it's you have to send out discounts or promote your items or do whatever else.
Exactly.
So it takes a lot of time.
I used to exclusively sell on Poshmark. I actually just started cross-posting probably right after PoshFest last year. I don't know. That's what I got out of PoshFest, cross-list. I mean, that's not they weren't trying to communicate that, but with talking with other people, they're like, you should start cross-listing. So, I mean, I've definitely made money that I don't know that I would have made otherwise because of like eBay auction. I really do like that feature.
Yeah.
But Mercari, I'm kind of almost done with. I don't know. I'm really, really debating. It's just so easy to post on Mercari. Like, eBay takes a little bit longer for me to post, but like Mercari, like I just cross list from my phone and I can get it done so quick. And that's the only reason I haven't given it up.
Yeah. I do like eBay in the fact that you can sell to anyone in the world, like just opting into their global shipping program.
Yeah, I have made some really good sales through the global shipping program. Like some of my bigger dollar sales are going to like that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing I sold last week, that went to Australia. So that was cool.
So cool. Yeah, I don't think I could ever exclusively sell on one because every platform has a completely different audience and not everybody is going to buy on one thing. And ultimately I'm here to give the best deals out to as many people as I can. Like, I feel like I'm a personal shopper. I'm providing a service. I'm trying to find items that people would want, but they don't want to pay retail price for it. They'd rather pay less for it. And then, you know what I mean? So, and I think being able to supply that at all economic status levels all over the world, I guess. So I could never just sell on one.
Yeah, I agree. What I would really love to do is to determine what brands or what styles of things sell the best on each platform and then just list those items to that platform because that would save a lot of time.
I've thought about doing that, Macy, and I kind of started that way in the beginning. Like, I wouldn't cross-list like vintage to eBay because I didn't think it did well over there. Well, come to find out it does do well over there. But yeah, I was just kind of being like selective with what I posted over on eBay in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I don't know, recently I've kind of been like everything sells everywhere.
Yeah.
But there are some things I buy for Poshmark that are such low dollar items because I want people to bundle them that I don't bother putting them on Mercari and eBay because it's like I'm only selling this for $10 and the only reason I'm selling it this low is because I want someone to bundle it. So I won't cross post things that are such low dollar amounts to eBay and Mercari because it's like I just only post it to Poshmark so people bundle it. Like I don't want to ship it on its own. Like I don't want to make a $10 sale.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I was curious about that because obviously Mercari has the lowest platform fee. So I was like, well, I forgot that you said that it was meant to be bundled and stuff. I was like, by itself, like that would be
yeah.
But for bundling, yeah, and I do love that aspect about Poshmark too. I feel like Mercari is going to implement that soon. But I mean, the way that you can still do bundles, you just have to message people.
Custom, yeah.
Mercari does better about than Poshmark. Like Mercari does have like better messaging platforms. Like you can directly message someone, but then it's also hard to search somebody's name. You actually can't search somebody's name on there. Anyways, everybody has like their pros and cons, in my opinion, I guess.
Mercari is so close to having bundles. They have already a cart feature. So whenever you go to buy on Mercari, you have to like add it to your cart. So they're like, I don't know why they haven't done this yet, where they just add the discount
items
thing so that you can, like, people can go through your store right now and add multiple items to their cart. But the seller can't see their cart and they can't send them additional offers on their cart.
And
missing out on money.
That would be perfect. Then it would be just like Poshmark.
I think that happened to me the other day. There's this woman that sent an offer on to like American Eagle jeans. She wanted them for like $17 because they were like a boot cut or something like that. And I'm fine with that. Like anything above $15 I'm happy with. And she like sent it at the same time, which was weird. And I'm like, why wouldn't you just like message me to bundle it? But it still would have been the same price whether she paid for the shipping separately or together. But I feel like with the Mercari cart feature, like I feel like it would make sense to be able to add as much as they want, and then it just adds up the weight, and then it produces the right weight ticket for you, I guess.
Right. There's so many things they could do around that to make it better. And the good thing is with Mercari, they are very good at implementing new features rather quickly. Like you should have seen it. I've been on it since 2014, and there were so many things wrong with it back then. And I've seen it over time fix every single problem I had with the app. It's amazing. I'm like, oh my God, Mercari is so much better now. It did this. And then like 2 months later, I'm like, they added this. I wanted this for so long. It's so exciting. So I am sure they will figure out the cart feature to where the sellers can see the buyer's cart and either set a bundle discount or like cart discount or something if you have multiple items, or set like if you want to give free shipping on buying multiple cart things, or any of that stuff.
That's why I'm experimenting. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
That's why I'm experimenting with Kitizen right now, is because they have a bundle feature. And that's what I love most about Poshmark. So I was like, well, maybe Kitizen will work out for me. You sell kids' clothes on there, or you can sell women's clothes. You can't sell men's. But anyway, especially with kids' clothes, I would want to bundle it. I don't want to sell one kid's item alone. Like I want to sell multiples of things. So
have you sold anything on Kitizen yet?
Not yet. I just like started on it this past week. So if it's not worth it, if I don't make a sale in a couple weeks, I'm gonna throw it on out. Okay.
You gave it a try, Brittany, and not working out.
Yeah, I tried that sucker for a month and nothing.
Okay.
I've had like 10 items listed on there for a long time now, but I also haven't been sending offers to people's carts and or like bundles, whatever it's called. Whenever they add an item to their bundle, you're supposed to like send them an offer based on the Becky Park videos I've seen about Kitizen, because that's how she makes her sales on Kitizen, and I haven't been doing that.
So I need to price up a little higher then, because I was pricing my items to sell on Kitizen. I need to price more like I do on Poshmark, where it's like I leave 20 to 30% wiggle room.
Yeah, I think so.
I still sell kids' clothes on all my platforms though. Like all those kids' clothes that I got for my Goodwill bin stuff, like the cute little like overalls and like the jeans and stuff, sold them like real quick overnight.
Wow.
$12, I bought them for 92 cents. Jeans are selling, little jackets are selling. Somebody just bought like little 0 to 6 month leggings that like would be 50 cents if they were to go to a thrift store, but sometimes people have an idea in mind, and when you want something, you can never find it.
Yeah.
Like that's just the way it happens. But somebody just bought like little leggings they offered me $6 and I paid like a quarter for it. Yes, absolutely. I will happily send that to you for $6. And like, it's just, you never really know. And I do like having kids stuff on all of my platforms, because a mom will want to come and she wants to buy stuff for her, for her husband, for all of her kids that are all these different ages. And this happened to me probably 9 to 10 times, like in the past few months, like of people intermingling different categories and sizes for people. So that's why I tried Kittison, but literally I posted like 50 different kids stuff because I follow a lot of kids stuff. But nothing. It was like, I mean, I think it's another social platform like Poshmark is, and I'm not like into that kind of stuff. But Poshmark is easy for me. All I do is share my own closet. That's all I do. That's all I focus on. That's all I care about. It's what gets me sales. I don't waste my time with anything else. And it's not against anybody else. It's just that's how you get your items to the top of the share feed to get them to sell more.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Kittison is like a social aspect in some sort of way like that.
Okay.
And
I haven't figured it out yet.
It wasn't working. I tried it for a month and then I just took it off. And all my stuff sold on all the other platforms. So.
Yep.
Brittani,
Well, I deleted a lot from Kittison.
One, do you sell more kids items singly or in bundles? And two, do you sell more kids items on eBay or Poshmark, and how do you price them? I guess it's 3 questions, but
it's very equal across the board. Like I honestly get a lot of kids stuff on Mercari. Like the overall sold over there, the jeans sold, the leggings sold over there. I make a lot of sales on Mercari, and I was giving you guys tips a little bit about that as well, like in our group text. Oh, I sold that little Spider-Man jacket. I don't know if you guys watched my whole video, but I got like a cute little Spider-Man one. I sold it for $8. It's from the bins.
on Mercari?
Yeah, on Mercari, and I've probably had 5 or 6 recently on Mercari. Poshmark, let me think.
And those were all single, like individual sales to different buyers?
Individual, and because bundles are only really present on Poshmark, except there was this one time this mom came on Mercari and she was like, I like this dress, this shirt, and these shoes, and then I want these 2 little boys' shirts, like little Nike shirts that were on there for forever. And I bundled them for her, and
it's rare, but you can have some people like message you and ask for multiple things from on Mercari.
Yeah, and then I also on Poshmark, let's see, the order was on September 26th, so like 5 days ago, and somebody bought like a women's long sleeve large shirt and then a 12-month-old little Nike hoodie for fall. So it's probably a mom got something for her and something for a kiddo, and it sells. So I would say predominantly single items sell best for me. Sold another like little girl's winter coat on Poshmark too. I think most of my kid sales honestly go on Mercari.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So for me, for kids clothes, I only list like the higher dollar stuff, like this Oshkosh Big Osh thing that's on eBay auction right now. It's at $87 right now. Yeah, it's got like 15 watchers and 4 bids and Sunday night, so I'm really excited. I'm hoping that we get a bidding war there, but I only really post like higher dollar kids items, I guess. So I can't really testify to if people bundle or not, because like usually the kids items I sell are either like some kind of vintage nostalgia that I just couldn't pass up on, or they're like a more expensive thing. And then for my lower end kid stuff, I take it to Once Upon a Child, and I get about $2 an item from Once Upon a Child locally. So that's what I do with my kids stuff. Or there's a crisis pregnancy center in my area that I like to donate to. So I save stuff for the crisis pregnancy center. And I have the cutest nephew in the whole wide world, and I like to buy him clothes. So that's kind of what happens with my kids' clothes is I make a quick penny on them at the buy sell trade stores. And then if I find something valuable like that Oshkosh, I will list it myself.
See, I would have never known to look that up. Like at all. I feel like you lucked out. I mean, it was cute. I probably would have priced it at like $25 or $30.
Yes.
A steal. But I forgot to answer this question, Macy. I'm sorry. I'm like very ADD.
No problem. I had a lot of questions.
But the way I price items, like I don't even look up comps for most kids stuff. Like if it is usually anywhere from I'll probably start anywhere from $10 to $15 for most things, and I expect to get anywhere from like 6 to 10, honestly, for it to sell for. But if I can pick it up for less than $1, sometimes 25 cents or 50 cents, then I'm happy with it. And I'm somebody that likes to like wait on things. Like I'll let them wait and sell and stuff. but I haven't come across, like, I'm just not, I don't pick up I don't find very high-end things. The only time I found high-end stuff is when I've sought it out for retail arbitrage, but I don't come across stuff like that. I'm like solid bread and butter, 15, 20, 25 sales all day long.
Yeah.
You know, kids' clothes that I've actually sold well, now that you're saying high-end, is Minnie Bowden and Jeannie and Jack. If I find those brands, I sell them myself.
The Jeannie and Jack that I had, like, did not do well. So, yeah.
I get, maybe it's style-based then. I'm not really sure.
Maybe.
Chelsea, how do you determine if something is like a valuable vintage piece, whether it's for kids or adults? Because you're good at that.
Yeah, so I feel like just Googling it is the best place to start, because people on Poshmark sometimes like really undersell things, especially vintage. Like looking up comps for vintage things on Poshmark, you're going to underprice things. And I did that for the longest time. But now I go to Google and I look it up and I'll compare the prices with Etsy. I'll compare with eBay. Because some things go really high on eBay auction or on Etsy, but on Poshmark, they're selling for like 20 bucks. So I'm still trying to price up my vintage more. I'm still kind of like lower end vintage prices. But someone I follow that I feel like does a really good job pricing vintage is Shop Foxborough. So check out her YouTube. She's really good at pricing things, and what she says about finding value in vintage is, well, of course, look it up to see if it's a well-known brand, and if so, then that's really going to help you. But if you're just doing it based on style, she says, like, go to, like, you know, Anthropologie. What are they selling their dresses that look similar to that at, and then price it there. And I'm like, holy cow, I would never pay Anthropologie prices. So to me, it's kind of painful because I'm like such a cheapskate that I want to make it affordable. So I'm trying to find that happy medium here. Like, I want it to be affordable, but at the same time, I want to treat vintage well and not drive down the market.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to undercut other sellers as well. You don't want to keep playing that game of, well, I'll offer mine for $5, well, 10, 20, and then it goes away. So
I think this is so valuable because if you're shopping at the bins, you run into so many different types of things. And I'm sure I've seen tons of vintage stuff, and it's just like, you look at it and you're just like, I don't know if this is actually worth anything. Like, sure, it's vintage, like, obviously that's vintage, but like, you know, it's not all vintage is created equal. Some of it goes for a lot and some of it doesn't go for anything.
So my big tip with vintage, and actually I just filmed a video about this, so, you know, shameless plug, check out my channel. But I just filmed a video about talking about shopping based on style. And that's what you have to do with vintage, is like, you have to shop styles. You don't really care as much about brands. Now, occasionally you'll come across a vintage item that has the style going for it and it has the brand, but if it just has the style going for it, I'm good with that too. Like, I'll pick up vintage stuff just based on style and it'll sell. And another tip with vintage is modeling vintage really helps sell it. And Macy, I was just looking through your YouTube or your Instagram, and I noticed you modeled all those grandpa sweaters and they were so cute on you. Like, I'm like, I want all those sweaters just because of the way you modeled them and you made them look so cute. And I feel like that's the key with vintage, is like, you have to tell the buyer, hey, this is cute. Look at how I modeled it. Like, convince them that this is a good piece. Because if you just, like, some vintage pieces, like those grandpa sweaters, for example, if you were to just flat lay those, they might not appreciate them as much as if it's styled and they can kind of see how you do the front tuck, or like you're wearing it with your high-waisted jeans. Like, that's just kind of, I feel like, how you can get a little more for vintage.
Yeah, that's a really good tip. And I only did that because I saw other people whose closets were almost like exclusively grandpa sweaters, and they would sell so many of them for ridiculous prices, like
it's
$50
insane
each. I'm like, I can do that.
Have you sold some of those sweaters?
Yeah, I only have 2 left. I probably listed like 15 or so of them over the last couple of months. Yeah, they go.
Well, your modeled pictures were so cute. I was like, those are gonna sell.
Yeah, they go for good prices if you model them. If you don't model them, they won't sell quick and they won't go for a good price.
Yep,
so
I agree.
Oh geez, you guys are making. I don't model anything. I always am very critical of myself. I'm like, because I'm a very petite woman, and I'm like, it's just my body shape. Like, I'm very I have like legs and I have a bum, and but then I have like a shorter torso, and I just feel like I don't look like a model type, but I feel like you guys do. Like, you have like a nice, very slim build, and it's like very like aesthetically pleasing for like most like clothing and stuff. So
I
like you
don't
can
fill
drop.
things out though. Like there's stuff that has curves and I'll put it on and it'll be like, and then here I am all straight and I don't look good in it. Like sometimes I'll have to pinch stuff to like kind of show like, hey, this should be bodycon, but on me it's not.
But I don't know. I just am not confident enough. I feel like I don't do it any justice. I'm like, it'll just look better when I hang it up.
Okay, that jumpsuit looked way better on you than it did me that you bought from my Poshmark closet, Brittany.
Okay.
So I don't know what you're talking about. You're
Okay.
Yeah, Brittany, it's all in the angles. You can make anything look good on anybody if you like angle yourself correctly in front of the camera.
Okay, 2 videos to watch about angling yourself properly. Shop Von V, I think that's her name. She has a video about modeling that is fantastic, and she talks about angling yourself. And then Shop Foxborough has a video about it, and they have some just like really solid modeling tips, and it kind of gave me the confidence to model because Shop Von V, she's short, but like looking at all her pictures, she looks so tall, and I would have expected her to be like 5'8". And then she gets on there and she's like, yeah, I'm like 5 foot nothing. I'm like, no, you look so tall in all your pictures. But she has tricks for that to make herself look tall.
But you see, I am like a very minimalist, so I don't even have much of like my own. I don't have things to pull from to style it with. Like occasionally I'll have things that I get to resell and it's my size and I'll wear it for like a video or something, but I don't hold on to things. So
No,
like
just
I
let 'em
don't
go.
own no nice shoes. Like I have like running shoes, I have weightlifting shoes, I have flip-flops, I have house shoes, and I have a pair of winter boots. And that's it. Like
Okay. So here's my tips for that. I have a pair of nude heels and I wear those with everything that I model. I got them from a thrift store for $1. I was going to sell them, but then I was like, you know what? These are great modeling shoes. So nude heels, they go with everything,
okay.
like everything. I mean, I don't model jeans. They don't really go with jeans, but I don't model those. I just,
But
hey,
I don't think my husband would have liked that.
yeah, no, I don't like my bottom
Yeah.
pictures. So I can't get into that. And then as far as like pairing with things, it's better to pair with things that are actually in your closet so someone can shop the whole look. If you're modeling things that are not for sale, people are going to be like, where can I get this shirt? And it's like, oh, that's not for sale. That was my own. So it's better. Like I have a rack full of clothes right now that's ready to model. And it's all things that I'm going to like pair together and mix and match. So I kind of like set things aside for modeling day and I like get it all together. And now that I have a collection of things that are actually going to fit me that I can model, I'm going to pair them together and style them.
I need a video on this.
I think I need to do a video. I didn't realize that needed to be a video till like just now.
No, that's a great idea. I would watch that too.
Okay, well maybe I'll do that because it's all ready. It's all right there. I just need to film it.
Yeah. How long do you think it takes you? That would be interesting too, to time yourself.
Yeah, it takes me a lot longer when I model. It's much easier just to hang things up and
Do you think it's worth it though? Like,
yes.
Do you get more money to make it worth it?
Yes. Yeah, like some vintage pieces that I feel like if I didn't style them, they would sit in my closet forever. But when I put it on and just like style it, it goes for more money. I mean, yeah, I really think it's worth it. But I mean, I build a collection first because if I were to just model 1 or 2 things like randomly, it takes so much time. But if I have like a collection of things, I have a whole system down for like, I'll take all the other pictures of it first and then I'll model it and then I'll inventory it. And anyway, I'll make a video about it because I'm very meticulous.
Speaking of time, how much time do you guys spend on each platform, would you say?
So for me, I'd say Poshmark gets most of my attention. I'd say about 50% of my time goes to Poshmark. And then probably like 30 to eBay and like 20 to Mercari. Like Mercari, I kind of set it and forget it. eBay takes me a little bit longer to list because I usually list by finding sell similar and then I'll edit whatever after I sell one like it. So it takes me a little bit to find that comp or whatever because when I just cross list straight to eBay and I don't look up comps, I find my items sit for a while, but I try to do that. So anyway, that takes a little bit longer with eBay. And then Poshmark, I don't know. That's where I start listing. So I feel like it takes me longer on Poshmark because I'm doing all my research when I list on Poshmark.
So I do all of my listing through Vendu. Like, and I know a lot of people are different, but for me, like I can I can run through it like a whip. I use the Vindu example, not example, but like the template, I guess, like in the Vindu software. I upload all of my pictures. Well, after I'm done doing my pictures, I will put them into my SD card and put it in my computer. I run it through Photoscape. I do a quick bulk edit, like just to brighten it, contrast it, like it looks beautiful. It's done in like less than 2 minutes, like 50 items. And then I will highlight them, put them into Vindu, and like upload all of my drafts into Vindu. And then I'll go in, edit my pictures, create my title. My title I copy and I put it over into my inventory spreadsheet. I'll paste it in there because when it sells, I have all of my inventory in there. So whenever it sells, I just go over there. I do Control F. Since I'm on Windows, if you're like a Mac, you can do Command F, I think. And I just like type in a few words like that I know will trigger the title, like American Eagle 360 Super Stretch or whatever, and it'll pull it up. I copy it, put it in the sales, finish my info, and my bookkeeping's done. And then so that triggers, like when I'm done with the title, that's when I initiate my inventory, like saving system. And then I just have like a template for, like the title, the size, the color, condition, measurements, blah, blah, blah. Copy, paste, fill it in real quick, and then I submit it. And then I just go Mercari, make sure it's all good, send it, Poshmark, send it, eBay, send it. So I spend the exact same amount of time with my listing. And I brought this up in our reseller hangout, Macy, but I no longer do all the blah, blah, blah item specifics for eBay. Like I just
You don't do all the drop downs?
Isn't that interesting? I can't stop myself from doing it. I'm trying.
Yeah. That's why I do sell similar, because someone else went through and did all those drop downs for me, so I don't have to. Because I hate those drop downs.
People are not going to filter all that crap. They're just going to type in what they want to type in. They might do it by condition, but you're already doing that anyway. So all the required stuff is like really just all the important information.
The eBay sizing sucks too, because like for jeans, you can't put a size 27. Like that's not their size 27 thinks it's like a plus size 27.
So you can type in 27 inches into
but that's no good, because if you type in something, then it's not going to be an option. Whenever they go to filter, that's not going to be an option because you typed it in.
Huh.
Well, I don't think people do that. I think they just type it in. I don't think
in the search bar.
Yeah, I know.
So maybe your title is really important for people finding you on eBay, I guess.
Title is for sure the most important thing.
So I feel like the item specifics are good for people that don't want to type out their description and people just want to read it and see it quickly. But I write everything in my description, so I don't feel the need to do the item specifics, and it's a waste of my life. So I no longer do it, and I'm still making sales. It's fun.
So I feel like with vintage items, maybe those item specifics matter a little bit more. I'm not sure, like, because I can't fit all of the keywords I need into a title for a vintage item, because like those keywords are so important that I like putting the decade in on eBay, like 1980s, and then putting in like the fabric content, like if it's Angora or like some really fancy fabric. I feel like those maybe are important, but if you're just like selling a pair of American Eagle jeans, maybe it's not as important.
Yeah, I mean, anything that's like super, like if it's like 100% silk, I'll go in there and I'll add in the material because it's specific to it. But I also add that in, like whatever is like the most important, I put it in my title and I just make it work, and then I'll like discuss it a little bit more in the description. But honestly, like that's all I do. So I spend an even amount of time listing on every single platform, and then all the little extras. Mercari, every day I take advantage of their 10 free promoted listings. So you drop the price by like 5% and it gets sent back to the top of the search. People can view it as it looks like a new item or it's a new listing, so you're more likely to make more sales. Sometimes it does best in the morning, sometimes it does best in the evenings. So sometimes I'll split my time there. I will send offers to likers, and with Mercari, you have to go through all of your items, like especially all the recent ones, and see if there's likes. Because for whatever reason, I'm not getting all my notifications. Maybe it's just a me thing. But I'm like, there is no way, and whatever, that I am not getting likes. Like I know I'm getting.
Yeah.
I wasn't reporting on it. So
yeah, I don't know how the Mercari notification system works, because I thought I figured it out. I'm like, oh, it's whenever you've had an item listed and it gets a new like, and it's been like a day or something. but during like the first 24 hours, since you get so many likes, it doesn't even send you a notification for them. I thought that's how it worked, but then it didn't end up working out that way for some of them. So I'm like, I don't know, I give up. I don't know how it works.
Yeah. Hey, I've made like 4 sales on Mercari the past couple weeks because of your tips, guys. Like I was literally selling nothing on Mercari, and then you guys gave me those tips, and I went through and I sent offers to likers and promoted things. And like Brittany was saying, deep dive down to the bottom, and I've made some sales. And then I've also relisted things on Mercari, and I feel like that's helped because once I get all the way to the bottom and I've price dropped it so many times, I relist. So.
Yeah, I was telling Chelsea that I relist the items after a month. When it's like I try to do it as soon as they reach, like it says 1 month ago I posted it, I will relist it. Especially with Vendu because it's so easy. Just press relist and you press relist and then there you go.
I tried that with Vendu when I had the subscription, and it would just like give me error messages. Like I had so many issues with Mercari and Vendu. Like, no, I haven't been on Vendu for over a month now because like I got rid of it last month. But like when I would try, like and then when I would go to post things to Mercari, I would just get this error message that would pop up, and I just got so irritated with Vendu and its issues with Mercari that I'm surprised you guys hadn't experienced that. Maybe it was just me.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you just need to like try re-downloading it again. Maybe it just needs like a software update or something.
I did the software updates every time that little banner would pop up, but maybe I just needed to reconnect to Mercari or something. But I didn't know you could relist Mercari items. I thought you could just relist Poshmark items on Vendu.
Yeah. You could always like import all of your old ones. So like for me, I've had stuff on there for years. You could import all of them and like have them in there and then like relist from there if you don't want to manually do it. I've done a few, like I've manually relisted them, and some have sold quickly, some haven't. But what I've learned recently with Mercari, I've tested this theory. I should do a video on this. I went all the way to my oldest items and I started just going in there. I had it like marked so low, like $5. Nobody was buying it, and it's old. And I went in there and I changed it to $10 to $12. And what do you know? It starts selling. And I'm like, this is like over a year old, 2 years old, 3 years old on some items because I've been on Mercari the longest. And for whatever reason, some activity on your listings will trigger it to be like a newer listing or actually be found.
So wait, you just edited your old listings and jacked up the price?
I think that's actually a thing. If you edit your listings, it thinks that you like updated your listing or something. It says it literally changes the date from 30 days, like listed 30 days ago to updated 1 day ago or something.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go jack up all my prices. Gosh.
Well, I mean, items. That's what I wanted to like. That would have been the price that I wanted it to sell for, but nobody was buying it, so I decreased it to something that was like ridiculously low, like maybe to a point where people were like, there must be something wrong with it, kind of low. So I'm like, I just went back up to what a normal price would be. And lo and behold, I have made probably like 3 or 4 sales in the last week or 2 by doing that on certain items. So,
do you do free shipping on Mercari or do you do buyer pays?
Oh, no. I've tried it on every single platform. It does not work for me.
Pretty so against free shipping now.
Yeah. So I go back and forth. Like some items I'll be like, oh, no one's going to buy it if I charge $11 shipping. So let me just eat that cost and mark it up a little tiny bit more. And then other items I'll be like, oh, they'll pay $4.99 shipping. I'm like, if it's under £1, I'll have them pay shipping. But if it's over and I feel like the item itself isn't worth a ton, I'll just eat the cost. But I just kind of eyeball it, but I should really just start charging shipping for everything because Mercari isn't doing anything for me, so might as well.
I have a hard time not doing free shipping because whenever I shop, I love turning on that free shipping, filter. And so I know that if I don't offer free shipping, my listings are not getting viewed by all those people that filter by free shipping. So it's so hard for me not to do it, but I've also heard of a lot of people having success having the buyer pay shipping. So I don't know. I do free shipping on both eBay and Mercari, and it works for me. But I would like to do a study at some point to see if I could make more sales or more money having the buyer pay shipping on both those.
On eBay, I charge for shipping on everything. I did free shipping in the beginning, and I felt like it was just eating into my profits too much because eBay's like Poshmark. People can make you ridiculously low offers.
Yeah.
And I'm not quite so as offended if
Mhm.
they're paying shipping. Like, oh, I got offered $10 on this. I normally wouldn't sell it for that, but it's been in my closet for a year, so I'll just accept it. Whereas
Mhm.
if I was doing free shipping on that, they're not thinking about that when they send you the offer. Like, they're just thinking, like, I want a good deal. So I feel like I'm not offended if they send me a lowball offer when I'm charging them for shipping. Whereas when I was paying shipping, it's like, gosh, that's going to cost me $5 to ship. And then I'm only going to make $3 profit after my cost of goods. So anyway, that's for eBay what I do. I charge for shipping on everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree. And I think, so there's two things. So people will want to buy whatever they want to buy, and they'll buy it at whatever cost. But also people just want the lowest cost possible. So if you plus your shipping, like if your price and your shipping is still like the best or like competitive pricing, like total, people will still buy it. Like
Right.
no people, I had somebody comment this on one of my videos when I talked about how I'm done with free shipping, but they're like, people know nothing in life is free. Like you've already calculated that into your price. So some people are like, don't even look at the free shipping because they think that it's already super overpriced. There's no point. Whereas like with like a buyer pays shipping, like they're like, okay, cool, like that makes sense. She's in New York, I'm in California. Of course, I'll pay a little bit more because I want it, but I don't know. I think there's just some sort of like transparency, or I don't really know what it is. But the point was still valid. Like nothing, it's not free. Like when I did do the free shipping, I upped my prices by 10 or 15 bucks. But people still want a deal. They don't consider, like what Chelsea said, the fact that it's a free shipping. They just want the best deal possible. So I feel better knowing like, hey, they see this, that they have to pay shipping, it's $5 or whatever, and they just want to offer me $5 lower or $10 lower. So really it's free shipping for them, but they win by me accepting their offer, and I win because they're paying for shipping, and it's not that big a deal. I don't know, like
I feel like Amazon in some ways has ruined us though with free shipping. Like I feel so spoiled. Like I'd rather buy something off of Amazon than from some small business, which is kind of shameful because like when it comes to like ordering, let's say supplements, for example, like I spend a lot of money on supplements. I will order them all off of Amazon and because I get free shipping. Whereas if I order from like one of those supplement brand websites, I'd have to pay like $5 shipping. And Amazon's a lot of time cheaper too because it's really, really competitive. Like they've got some kind of deal with the post office. So that's why they get that deal. But anyway, just the psychology behind it is like, I just want the free shipping, like on all of my household goods. But clothing, you're shopping for more unique pieces. So that's kind of a different ballpark, you know?
Do you pay for Prime?
I do.
Not free.
Yeah, it's $100 a year, but like I order so much crap on Amazon.
But
yeah, people justify that real quick.
Yeah, well, obviously they're still making money from it because they do have a deal worked out where it's like dirt cheap for them to make, like for them to ship it for free or whatever. It's not really free. Like they obviously still calculate it into the price. It's really not free. Anyways, and then my other point was that people will, the way that I shop, because I just want to find a certain price. Like I will search by like a max price of $25 or $50, and that's how I search. I don't look based on shipping. I tried that before, but I just couldn't find what I wanted. So I just turn it off because I feel like I have more access to seeing shipping and non-shipping sides. So I don't, there's different types of buyers out there, but I mean, you're right. Like I might be missing out on free shipping people. I did make sales with free shipping, but it was eating into my costs because people were still sending me offers because they still wanted a better deal.
I was just getting too offended. I was like, I'm going to just get rid of this because I'm taking it too personal. So yeah.
Well, my thought process with it is that it just looks nice having that free shipping on there. Like it's right there. As soon as they look at the listing, they can see it. Yeah. And they don't have to do any math. Like if they're like me, they're gonna try to do the math to add the shipping price to the regular price and see how much I'm actually paying, right? So they don't have to do math. They see the free shipping, and then I'm very calculated with it. So I have my items priced up by a certain amount to cover shipping and to take into account that I'm going to be sending offers. And then I also have best offer on, but I have an automatic decline price
Yeah.
And then I have an automatic accept price.
That's a good idea, because then you're not getting offended like me.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
wait.
I just don't see them. I know they offer $10 on a $30 item. I just don't see it. And
That's
then if they
good.
make a reasonable offer of $20 and my accept price is 24 or something, then I'll just counter offer 24 and see if they accept that. And sometimes they counter back, sometimes they decline, whatever the case is. Either way, I know
You
like,
stand your ground.
it's within my reasonable range.
Yeah.
You know?
See, I'm like one of those people, when I get an offer, I want to accept it like so bad. Like every fiber of my being wants to accept it. But when it's a lowball, like it literally pains me. Like I never decline offers. I always counter. I declined one time because I was just so offended. Like it was like $100 item and I got offered like $5 and I was like, decline. Like, and then she made a snarky comment like saying, I sent this offer based on its real value. And I was like, okay, you know what? Decline. Like it was just really rude.
No, I don't even understand why people like they should not give a snarky comment back, because they can see your listing price. They know what you want for the item, or at least like a range of what you're thinking of getting for the item. And if they're going to only offer, anywhere between 50% and lower of that price, they know what they're getting themselves into. Like they're probably going to get declined. That's just, it's 50% or less of the price.
Yes.
So I have two things. So I admire how Macy does, like she is so calculated with how she does like her shipping, like she'll price it up to be able to account for it. I admire that about you, but for me, I have to take out that extra step. So buyers pay shipping makes me not that involved. Like it takes out a completely extra step or two. And that's just what works for me and like my personality. So I think that's why it vibes with me a little bit more, because it's like, oh, that saves time. But I mean, it shows that it works, obviously, because you make killer sales too. So I mean, that's why everybody's business model is different. But then another thing I was going to say, be careful with auto accept with eBay, because some people will offer you the exact same price that you're asking. And why would somebody do that? They're like spammers and they're trying to get your information. I got almost swindled one time. I don't know how they do it, but I guess when it was more PayPal. Have you gone to the managed payments yet?
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe it's different now, but like when it was PayPal, I don't know. I read it in a few different like eBay forums. People said like, why would somebody send me an offer? Like if I'm selling it for $30, why did they send me an offer for 30 or $29.50 or something stupid like that, or more than what you're asking? Sometimes I got that.
I know to ignore the more than offers.
But if you had like that's where I was warned about it. Don't have like your automatic accept on, because it would accept something like that. Maybe that's why they do that.
Well, I have a P.O. box, so I feel slightly protected. Is that what you mean? Like they want your address?
Your PayPal address, I think.
Or like your email address?
Your email address, not your address.
Oh, well, I don't check my email, so it's not really doing them any good.
I
have to tell people, hey, text me before you send me.
So they can have it if they want it, I guess.
Yeah, I'll tell people, text me before you email me if you actually want me to check it, because I don't check my emails.
So bad. Yeah, I need to get better with it with my business email, because sometimes I get emails and I'm like, no, I should have responded to this so long ago.
Well, now that I'm on YouTube, I have this one video where it's like my photography process, and I tell people to, shoot me a message if they want this template. And so in my comments, I said, email me at this email. And anyway, people need to like comment on the YouTube video, hey, I'm sending you an email, because otherwise I'm going to miss it. Like I don't check my email very often. I get so much like junk mail that it's hard to keep up with.
You could upload it to like your business email, like Google Documents, and share the link in your description instead.
What?
Yeah, and then they can access it.
That's a great idea. Okay, so I could put that in my description box kind of thing? Because like the video is already done. I don't save my videos to go back and edit them.
Just pin a comment, like do a comment on your own video and pin it, and then like include the link in it and just be like, hey, update, this is easier because I don't check my email, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, I'm going to have to figure out how to pin comments and how to link things up in the corner and how to do those ends. I know nothing.
We need to catch up with you, Brittany.
I just upload everything from my phone, y'all. Like I am so so like low tech.
Yeah.
I want to do like 1 or 2 videos a month on like YouTube help for tips or whatever, because even more than just our niche of reselling, like people need help like with stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yes, there's lots of videos like that, but I feel like I can present it in a different way. Just like just like my what solds and my thrift hauls, we all do it in such different ways. Like, there's room for everyone, you know?
Yes, I agree.
Exactly. Do you guys want to do like a quick fire of these last few general questions, and then we'll go into like
you have 30 seconds to answer.
Yeah.
I
quick.
I'm bad at it too, don't worry.
So I'll do Brittany first, and then for the next question I'll do Chelsea. I'll just go back and forth, okay?
Okay, so different questions. Same questions.
Same question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so for Brittany first, have you had an instance where you sell an item on 2 platforms at the same time? And if you have, what did you do?
Yes, it was an accident. It was recently. I don't remember. I was talking with Jessica on a podcast, and it happened. I sold a National Geographic magazine on both eBay and then actually on Mercari first, and then it sold on eBay 5 minutes later. I felt really bad because normally I manually delist everything really quickly. I don't have it on Vendu, but I just messaged a person. I apologized. I said I was in a meeting because I was in a meeting, and unfortunately somebody already bought it on Mercari, so I would have to cancel the order. But if you wanted to find something else in my store, I would happily give you a 25% off discount because I felt so bad.
Aww.
Yeah, that's the key. Good customer service whenever that happens, because it's happened to me before too. Actually, a couple of times. It always happens in like waves where like 2 will happen at the same time, and I'm like, no, not back to back. Don't stop doing this. Because like I don't delist on eBay fast enough, and things sell on Poshmark, and it sucks whenever it happens to eBay too, because it's so hard to cancel a sale on eBay. You have to reach out to the buyer and ask them, do you want me to cancel this sale, or do you want something else from my eBay store, or what do you want to do? And then they have to reply, yes, I want you to cancel the sale. And then you can say buyer requested a sale cancel. That way you don't get a ding on your account. Yeah.
So the time that it happened to me, it was probably getting ready for bed one night, and I got an offer on a Talbot's dress on Poshmark that literally had been listed forever. So I was like, yes, and I accepted it. And next morning I wake up to that item being sold on eBay, and I was like, no, and it sold for more on eBay. But like my mind, I'm like, I just couldn't delete it off of Poshmark because I was like, I just feel bad. Like I have to do what's right, even though I'm going to get more trouble for deleting it off of eBay. But I didn't understand what you were just saying about eBay and reaching out to the buyer. I didn't know that at that point. I was really new to eBay. I'd been on it like a couple weeks. So I just like deleted it, or like just canceled the transaction. I probably got a ding on my account.
Oh no, we got a defect. Shoot. Yeah, don't get too many of those. It's bad news.
Okay. And then I've had the problem with Mercari, whereas like I sold something ages ago on Poshmark and for some reason never deleted it off Mercari. And then I'll get an offer on Mercari on the item and I delete it before I do anything with the offer. So, but I've never had them buy it. I've just gotten offers or likes, and I'll be like, oh darn, I've already sold that like a month ago on Poshmark. And
that's why it's good to go back through and see when people like stuff and send offers, and then you're like, oh crap, that already sold. And when I share my items too on Poshmark, like that happens too. I'm like, oh, that's what on Mercari. I need to delete that. Back to sharing.
Right. Exactly. Okay. Next question. Let's start with Chelsea. Do you have a goal profit for each month, or do you have other goals?
So for me, when my husband and I talked about me going full time, we had a very like low goal. At the time it seemed like a really big goal, and it's just $1,000 a month. That was our initial goal, is making $1,000 a month. He said I could go full time if I could make that, because his income really pays the bills. Mine would be like that extra $1,000 to, you know, make ends meet and pay off some things like cars and that stuff. So anyway, that was my initial goal. But since then I have like, my goal is double that at least now. So I try to make at least $2,000 a month profit. But it just depends. Like, I'm not crushed if I don't meet that goal, but like, I always want to like try to hit 2,000 or more. So yeah, this last month was super good for me, but like some months, if I just make that, I'm really happy.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm excited to see all of our September sales. I still got to finish up my bookkeeping, but when I initially started, I think it was that once I hit over that grand, I was like, I mean, like it is a 4 digits, like I'm netting like over $1,000, and then I like would consistently go up 100, 200, 300, 400, blah blah blah. Actually, it would like skip like every 200. And then the new goal was 1,500, and I met that. But then we moved, and the next month I wanted to do 2,000, but we moved, and then that didn't happen. So now I've been working my way back up. I'm hoping that this month I netted over to like about 2,000. I'm hoping it's closer to that. But I think the ultimate goal would be about probably 2,500. I like a near future goal. I think I'd be solid with 2,500 to 3,000, bringing in net a month. After like my little bit of business expenses, I would probably be getting like 2,500. I'd probably be bringing in like solid 2,300 after everything. But then I also am pursuing YouTube as well, and I am on track to get monetized for sure by the end of the year. But I'm like,
Oh, you're gonna hit it in no time, girl.
Yeah, I watch your subscribers. I sneak on your YouTube channel, and I'm like, oh look, she's
at like 700 something right now, right? Like 750.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I now like this morning I saw I have like I get like 10-ish a day. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less.
I get like 4 a day.
So good.
It's nice to see that nice organic growth, because I'll go into my analytics and see like my first like 2 months, it was like an occasional 1 or 2.
Yeah, I'm there.
Now I'm like consistently like anywhere from like 7 to 15 on average, like a day. And I'm like, it just is really sweet. And like people leave such nice messages, and it makes me feel like I knew I would like this is just, I've always wanted to do YouTube, and I'm like just so psyched about it. And I actually might be able to get monetized like before like the holidays, like with like I'm at like 75% of the way on both my watch hours and with my subscribers. Like,
that's wonderful.
I'm like, oh, it's so close. So I'm excited. So my goal would obviously with YouTube would then be to make a grand, like whenever I do get monetized. I don't know how long that'll take, but I will absolutely let everybody know, because I'm very open and honest and transparent. And I think that's other goals too. And then of course I do like affiliate marketing at like with Amazon and stuff. And then I have like my spreadsheets. I think I've made like actually I looked at it the other day, I have like almost $300 net profit off of that.
What? So, are you serious? At $3 each?
What? And like it's only $3.
Wow, that's awesome.
So you sold like 100 of them.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Okay,
That's
Macy,
amazing.
get on it, because you're like the spreadsheet queen too.
I know.
What are you doing? Hey, I'm the person who buys all those things because I have no idea what the heck I'm doing. Guys, the reason I'm not as transparent with data as you guys are is because literally I don't know what's going on in my life. Like, I get stuff together for taxes, but other than that, like literally last night I checked my business bank account. I'm like, holy cow, I've like had $5,000 go through my bank account this month. Like, I made $5,000 this month. What the heck? Like, I didn't even know it. Like,
I mean, I'm an accountant, so if I didn't know my numbers, that would be kind of embarrassing, but.
Oh, I'm embarrassed. Like, I don't know. Like, for me, I just try to focus on the things I can control. Because when I used to focus so much on numbers, I would get discouraged.
It's not necessary to be in the weeds with the data.
I think I'm at a point now where it kind of does matter a little more, and I need to get more in my A game. When I was doing it part-time and growing, that shouldn't have been my focus. It should have been like growing. But now it's like I need to get better with my numbers. So I need to keep up with my spreadsheets. Like, I'm there. Like, I need to update my spreadsheets. I know it. Like, it's that thing that's sitting there. But like, for me, it's like I'm not making money by updating my spreadsheets.
I do it mostly because it's fun.
Okay. It feels fun at the end when I can look at all the data. But when I'm sitting there for 8 hours a day, literally putting in sales, I like want to kill myself. It's the worst.
It shouldn't be 8 hours. So that like I used to do it after every day. Like that was a part of my shipping process. I would put it in as I shipped.
That's smart.
But that was too much because I was doing a whole lot. Life happens. I have other responsibilities, but now I do it once on Sundays are my bookkeeping days.
Yeah. See, that's my family day. I need to just pick a day when I devote to that.
Yeah, it doesn't take me long though. Like, well, I mean, now it's actually been like every other Sunday.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Mine's like every 6 months, I'll like panic and put stuff in it.
No, Chelsea.
Every 6 months.
Okay, so like every
So
time I
overwhelming.
list,
You can't do it every 6 months.
every time I list an item, it's in my spreadsheet, and I put in my cost of goods, I put in the date, but after
Okay.
it sells, that's where I drop the ball. Like putting in like the amount I made when it sold. Like, so guys, it's really bad. But like,
Well,
I keep track of all my receipts. Like those go in as soon as I get back from the thrift store. It's like, seriously, I drop the ball in the dumbest places. Like, and
at least you have like the Poshmark sales report to kind of like have your back on that though.
yes,
Because they keep a lot of that data.
they do.
For
And
you.
that's what I do when I go to put it in, is I have my sales report and I go back and forth from screen to screen and I put it all in.
You don't have eBay and Mercari.
Yeah, that's
Right.
going to be fun when I get to eBay. What am I going to do, guys?
That is Chelsea's new goal for October. Is catching up on sales.
It's
Love
so
it.
embarrassing.
I do it every day.
Yeah.
If I don't do it for 2 or 3 days, like I get overwhelmed because I'm like, oh no, I'm so behind. And I have my own spreadsheet with all the information about every item that I'm selling on every platform. And then whenever something sells, I'll just cut that line, the item, from my for sales tab to my sold tab, and then I'll put in
You have
like the
different
sold
tabs.
information. Yeah. Very helpful to have 2 tabs, one for the items you have currently available and then one for the items that have sold. And then whenever you want to know data about your solds, you have that whole tab of just your solds there.
Oh, I have something like that. I have a free spreadsheet from Not Your Dad's CPA on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I use his. It's like a Google Docs thing, and it does show that. Like, it'll show by platform, like how much you made. It shows your profit in the corner. It's a really great spreadsheet. Like, I couldn't have made a better one myself. I mean, obviously, but yeah, I just need to utilize it more.
That's one of my goals, is to become like him and open up like a accounting business for resellers.
Oh my gosh. Can I pay you to update my spreadsheets? How much do you want?
I'm going to make all sorts of good stuff for you guys, but that's like a long-term goal.
I'll be your biggest customer.
Exams.
Yeah.
Okay.
The way that I created my spreadsheet is like, I just implement my philosophy of like minimalism and essentialism. And because mine is like, so it's an Excel spreadsheet, but you can upload it to Google. And I explicitly, I don't know if that's the right word, but I only use it with Google Sheets, because I have it on an app on my phone. So if I get an offer, I can just like I do the Control F. I just do the find button, and I'm like, oh, okay, that Converse shoes, I only paid $3 for it, so I'll accept your $35 offer. So like I'm at the gym and I can quickly do that. So that's why I like using Google Sheets. But my inventory spreadsheet there's 3 tabs basically. So it's like my inventory spreadsheet, my sales overview, I guess, of the entire year, and then my expenses. And then like when I was saying earlier, when I'm doing my Vinju and I'm doing my listing, as soon as I make my title, I copy that and I paste it straight into my inventory sheet.
I'm good about that part. That part I've got down.
But they're like tabs, right? Like what Macy was saying, like they're tabs right next to each other. So as soon as it sells, or whenever I'm doing my bookkeeping, I just go over to the inventory, I do my Control F, I find it, copy it, and just put it into sale, and then like just finish like the 2 or 3 little numbers that I need to fill in, because I'm like doing it through my phone. I do it like chronological date order, because that's the way my brain works. I think Macy, you're like that too. Like you have to do it in order of the date that it sold. So I just fill in, whatever the platform fee was, what it sold for, blah, blah, blah. And it calculates my net profit, and then I do my monthly net profit together, but then all the way at the end, it tallies up my entire year. So I have all those numbers for when taxes come around.
Okay. I think I'm in June right now in my spreadsheet, so I got some catching up to do.
Chelsea!
And guys, I have made hundreds and hundreds of sales since June, so it's just
you'll get it. You'll get it on track, and then you just got to keep up with it.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't get away from you again.
Like seriously, I'm almost ready to just kind of like do the bare minimum for this tax season, and then next year, like I am going to stay on top of this, like at the beginning of the year, because
the best time to do it now, Chelsea. You have time. Just make some time for it. You can do it. It'll just I don't know, every week, just catch up.
Okay, next time when I'm healing from my surgery mid-October, that's what I'll do for the week, is I'll just sit there and update my spreadsheets, and I'll suffer and get through it.
You have to. Come on, yes.
It requires sitting still, and I'm not good at that. Okay, sorry, Macy. Next question.
No, it's fine.
We
actually already answered the next question, because the next question was, what bookkeeping system do you use? And I guess we all use Excel spreadsheets, right?
Yeah.
Nothing additional
Google
there.
Docs, is it different? I don't know.
It's basically
it's Excel in Google, right?
Right, Google Sheets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Google Sheets.
But I actually didn't answer the last question, so I guess I'll give my answer to that one real quick. My profit goal for the month is $3,000 net profit. My best month was $3,300, so I would love to get above that.
Awesome.
But that was way back in February. So, pandemic hit and whatnot, and things started going downhill. Sorry.
There's someone in your backyard there.
No one ever goes by that window, but of course right now somebody does.
Of course.
But this month is like way down, because this is the first month that I've split my time with YouTube the entire month.
Yeah.
And so this month I made $2,000, I think a little bit above that. And I haven't been that low since I don't know, October last year, something like that. But it did take me a long time to get to this point. I started full-time reselling in February of 2019. And then if you watched my full-time reseller video, I go through every month and how I slowly progress. I literally started at $300 net profit for the first month, and then it was $450, $500, the slowest.
So relatable.
Yeah. And so I was so excited whenever I started getting into the thousands at all. And then I saw 3,000. I'm like, oh, gotta stick with that. I am not leaving that $3,000.
Yeah, that's a good number.
Yeah, it's good. I would be very happy with that for a while.
So you're full-time, are you 40 hours full-time, or are you 30 hours full-time, or are you 60 hours full-time?
What kind of full-time are you?
I'm work all the time. So it's probably a really high amount, but honestly I don't track it very well, because whenever I worked in accounting, you would have to track every hour of every day that you worked, because you would work on all these different clients, and then you would have to bill the clients at the end. So I would literally be tracking 9 a.m. to 9:15. I worked on this client. I sent an email to this client,
No wonder you're so good at those things.
I'm so sick of it. I'm second I start working for myself, I'm not tracking my time anymore. I hate it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it's a lot. It's probably more than 40 hours. But also I get so distracted, and I do all these other things throughout the day. I'll randomly do, chores around the house and stuff, just middle of the day. I'm so scatterbrained, so I don't know.
Same.
Yeah.